Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. My name is Keith Ellison, and I'm very pleased to be here with you tonight via video. Unfortunately, I can't be there in person as I'd like to be because we've had a conflict in scheduling. It's a mistake that I made, and I'm very sorry about that. But I am pleased to be here with you through video because I'm very, very proud, very honored that the Council on American Islamic Relations is continuing to do the excellent work around civil and human rights that you've been doing for so many years. And tonight, this banquet really represents an opportunity to come together and celebrate at least many years of work to bring community together, to fight for the civil and human rights of all people, to uphold equality, and to really uphold the noblest ideals of American democracy. I really feel that one of the defining characteristics of our country is that all people are created equal and will be treated equally before the law. And it's clear that the staff and the members of the Council of American Islamic Relations are working hard to do that. And I thank them and I thank you. And I'm very pleased that such a diverse group of people came together around one idea, which is that all of us are better off when we come together and work for the benefit of all. And this is in very sharp contrast to prevailing ideas that we've seen over the last 6 years, which is that we're not a society that should come together, but that we're an ownership society in which you're on your own and the government can't help you. And you're on your own if you happen to be stuck on a rooftop during the Katrina hurricane. You're on your own if you're a senior struggling to try to meet your medical and medication needs and having to choose between groceries and medication. And you're on your own if you happen to be an immigrant who's come to this country trying to eke out a living and make a living and do well here in this land of opportunity, but you are being persecuted or singled out because of your religion or because of your ethnic background or country of origin. And I know that many of you out there tonight agree with the basic idea that everybody counts and everybody matters and that there are no throwaway people. Now, since we've won this election, really this is when the real work starts. The real work of empowering community, of going to the various places around this nation and communicating a message to people that their voice must be heard, that the Muslim community, and nor can any community, but the Muslim community particularly, cannot remain silent, must be engaged in the political process, must get involved. We must come together with other people of the community to talk about the importance of civil and human rights in this period of time in which our rights have been so fragile, and when so many of us feel this sense of vulnerability, and when we've heard so many stories about people being treated inhumanely and being profiled, it's particularly important for the Muslim community to step forward with other Americans to stand up for the human and civil rights of all people. Also, my friends, I think it's important to know that with this Democratic victory, with the Democrats winning so many new seats, that this mess in Iraq needs to be focused on. The policy in Iraq is a failed policy, and it needs to be changed. We cannot stay the course in Iraq. The course that we're on has led to 600,000 Iraqis dead, over 2,800 American soldiers dead, $8 billion a month in expenditures, and a very corrosive effect on civil and human rights here in the United States. This Iraq policy must be changed. I ran on a platform of bringing the troops home right away. And I believe and hope that this Democratic Congress will heed the voices of the American people and take sharp, decisive action with regard to this policy in Iraq. The military occupation needs to end. And the United States and the world community must begin the process of rebuilding Iraq. On the issue of civil and human rights, again, the Iraq war has had a corrosive effect on our civil and human rights, causing well-meaning people to sacrifice civil liberties, due process, and human rights in exchange for the hope of security. But unfortunately, when you give up your civil and human rights for security, you end up losing your civil and human rights and your security. And in this time, I fully expect that the Democratic Party will not simply rely on the votes of the people, including Muslim people, but will engage the community, including the Muslim community, in re-examining some of the provisions that were passed through Congress in the post 9/11 period that really were ill-advised. I'm referring specifically to parts of the Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, which deprives the right of individuals who are detained to challenge their detention. And I'm also referring to violations of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. These are all things that need very intense scrutiny and much more close examination. And I'm confident that that will happen and that voices from the Muslim civil rights community will be heard as we go forward. So tonight, as you leave this place and you go out into your daily life, I urge you to get involved. I urge you to engage your friends and your family and to tell them that the Muslim community can no longer sit on the sidelines politically. You have a member of Congress who shares your faith. But you also have to look internally and ask yourself to be the best Muslim you can be. And that means being tolerant. That means being charitable. That means looking out for each other. So I just want to thank you again and urge you to continue to work hard. Urge you to continue to work for each other, to help out and be an asset to yourselves and your family and your nation. And I thank you again for your hard work on the campaign, for your donations, for your work, for your prayer. They sustained us, and by the grace of Allah, we were successful. And we'll continue to be successful, inshallah, if you continue to be the best Muslims you can be. So let me simply say, may Allah bless your deeds. Assalamu alaikum.